Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, has a number of pet projects going on right now, some in the neighborhood of hundreds of millions of dollars. This while the nation hemorrhage financially. Yeah, fam, a lot of hard times right now. But Trump is spending money freely. Maybe because he's earning money freely. I mean, he's getting paid. I'm talking about, they say this dude had made upwards of $7 billion in the last year alone. Yeah, his son, Barron, had made hundreds of millions of dollars. His other sons, Junior and his son-in-law, made a few hundred million. Yeah. Ivanka, she didn't pay. She didn't get paid. Melania, millions. Yeah, they breaking the bank, fam. Well, Rachel Scott, who works for ABC News, she's one of the best in the business. She asked Trump a very simple question. Why so much spending? Why are you so focused on these pet projects when we got the war in Iran going on and you got soaring gas prices? Instead of him just answering the question, simple answer, he goes on a tirade. I mean, he loses it, fam, on this nice woman. That's cold-blooded. Check it out.
And you are here against the backdrop of war in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible disgust. I don't know, you probably don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk down this pond, if you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital. It's such a stupid question you ask. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument? That's what made our country great. Beauty.
Now, Black people's hard, free labor is what made this country great, financially. Not great as a symbol of morality or anything, never that. But in terms of an economic powerhouse, it was Black people's hard work, hard, free labor. That's what did it. Yeah. Moving on. I know she wanted to go off on him when he said, you probably don't see dirt. She probably wants, I'm looking at it. Yeah. I just be waiting on some of those reporters, just any one of them just say, man, I don't give a damn. Just crash out, just straight up crash out. When he be talking about him, I mean, he talk about those reporters like dogs, and they just sit there and take it. They got it. They just take it. But, if you're going to work in that capacity, I understand why they got to deal with it, because that reporter, Flip, he's not just going after the reporter, he's going after the entire news outlet. He's going after the whole conglomerate. He's coming for everybody. And they don't want that smoke. So what they want to do is, hey, just going out there, just know that he's probably going to insult you. At this point, they're probably playing a game of who's going to get insulted first, or who's going to get insulted the most. Whose insult is going to go viral. They're probably having those type of discussions and bets going on right now. Donald Trump said something to the effect that America is what he said. He said clean. He used the word clean. He said safety. I can't. What's the other word that he used? Beautiful. He said beautiful, clean, and safe, and about safety. Right. America is none of that. America is not beautiful. America is not beautiful. America is not clean. America is not safe. If America was so safe, you wouldn't have so many people with guns running around here blowing each other brains out on a daily basis. You wouldn't have the police escalating situations as opposed to de-escalating situations, murdering citizens on a daily basis, hog-tying citizens, body slamming them, DDTing them, yeah, shooting them in the back, shooting them in the head, and not just trying to injure them, but once they squeeze the trigger, they are trying to kill, even if you're unarmed. They kill you. America is not safe. This is why everybody within the sound of my voice right now probably has some type of alarm on your car or your home. You're probably walking out of the door and walking in with your head on a swivel. Even when you're inside of your own house, you don't completely feel safe. Why is that? American culture. America ain't safe. Ain't nothing about America safe. Now, we may not have to deal with certain things that we see in other countries. Perhaps, we don't get 200 people get lined up and killed at once. But if you total around the country, you got 200 people getting killed a day, at least. You know what I'm saying, fam? It's just a different type. That's all it is. Ain't nothing special about America when it comes to morality. America don't have a moral compass. America don't have a moral compass. America can't call nobody out about human rights. America violates human rights on a daily basis. And it's all sanctioned. If they really don't like what you do, they'll just put you on death row and they will kill you. How is that? How is that? How does that constitute safety? As many people as they've killed on death row. I'm right here in Texas where they do all the killing. I mean, right up the street, 45 minutes from where I live in Huntsville, they kill. That's death row. That's the epicenter for death row. They murder on death row. They kill. This is all they do. And at the same time, they talk about not wanting women to have abortions. They talk about how they value life so much. It is amazing how they do so much killing and accept so much killing, while at the same time saying they want babies to live. You want babies to live, but you want to feed them carcinogens in their food. Yeah, you want to put carcinogens in their food and in their milk, but you don't want them to be aborted. Make it make sense. Yeah, fam. I think Trump was hating on the reporter because he can't get no action. Yeah, I'm talking about if they ain't kissing his butt, man, they're going to find a hard time getting along with this dude. If they're reporters and they're just doing their job, they're going to find a hard time dealing with that dude because he ain't right. He's not right at all. This was uncalled for. Like, I'm talking about, can you just imagine, just for one moment, one remote moment, Barack Obama behaving like that? Donald Trump is everything that white folks thought that Barack Obama was going to be. They thought Barack was going to tear the country up. They thought Barack was going to be the fool. He was going to be the one in the White House stealing at every turn. He was going to be the one turning the Constitution upside down. he was going to be the one trying to redraw district maps. He was going to be the one targeting specific races for failure. They thought it was going to be him. But look how it turned out. Donald Trump is giving America everything that it asked for. Not voted for, because there wasn't enough people who think like him, who like him, that voted for him. Oh, there's millions of people who like him, don't get me wrong. There's millions of people out there who did vote for him. But it wasn't 80 million. It damn sure wasn't 85 million. They absolutely rigged that election. You can't tell me no different. I know for a fact. I didn't have to be there. They were way too confident. I've never in my life seen anybody run for office and be that confident in winning. He like, look, and that's why he was so relaxed when he was on the campaign trail. It was like no big deal. They were just having fun, and you know what I'm saying? It wasn't serious. Even coming down the stretch, they were just so confident that they were going to win. Trump even said it. Hey, just vote this one last time. You won't ever have to do it again. What that sound like, fam? That sounds like a rigged election. And that sounds like somebody who done cracked the code on how to rig the subsequent elections. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.